Welcome to the latest edition of Live Lunch Break. My name is Rick Coster, and I haven't been here in a few weeks. I had my knee totally replaced, so thanks a lot to Peter Whoppy for filling in admirably, eruditely, if that is in fact a word, and of course Alex Nunes on the technical side of things. So I want to apologize right off the top to our guest Kayla Farnham and percussionist Marty Wirt, because I'm dressed sort of like my name would be Tommy Softball Coach, because my knee is swollen and I can't get my normal tight shark pegged trousers on over my swollen knee. This is not about me though. It's about Live Lunch Break at theday.com, and we're privileged to have a wonderful singer-songwriter with us today from in the Pomfret neck of the woods. And this is Kayla Farnham and Marty Wirt.
Take off your rose-colored glasses, weave it the lines of sour symbiosis, my love. La da 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 da. And I have reason to believe that I will pine for you, but you won't pine for me. Is that a reason to leave? What did you expect, that I'd pull a magical heart out of my chest? You've been seeing me in cherry hues and evergreen. What did you expect me to do? The shades are up and the lights are on, and I'm not hiding behind some stupid little song. A little star isn't perfect after all. Excuse me, mister, I don't mean to be cruel, but I had better things to be than be your fool. La da 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 da. What did you expect, that I'd pull a magical heart out of my chest? You've been seeing me in cherry hues and evergreen. What did you expect me to do? What did you expect, that I'd pull a magical heart out of my chest? You've been seeing me in cherry hues and evergreen. What did you expect, that I'd pull a magical heart
Cloder Farms.
Lose yourself in the possibilities for your home, yard, heart, and soul.
Come to Cloder Farms
And see what we're building for you.
Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. Yes, Block Island beckons. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Ride the high-speed Block Island Express from New London on one of 4 daily departures, where an island escape is yours at goblockisland.com. That's goblockisland.com.
So by doing the house and trade-in, you know, that we use that towards our down payment towards this condo, and it made life so much easier for us. It took all the worry out of everything.
Hi, you're watching Live Lunch Break, streaming at theday.com. We're with Kayla Farnham today and percussionist Marty Wirt. Just heard a terrific song called Rose-Colored Glasses. Is that off of your first CD?
It is off of my album, The Lotus Effect.
When we were talking off before the video started, I referred to it as a record. Did that sound just completely archaic to you?
Maybe a little bit, but you know, I like all of that older music. Anything before the 90s, I love it.
Well, I ask you that because, and now this is going to sound like I'm not a creepy, weird old guy, but I want to know, how old are you?
I'm 24 years old.
And the reason we ask that is because you do have your songs and your chord structures have a lot of antecedents from an era that is maybe predates you. And I mean, in that first song, I heard there was some nice jazz step downs. There was, when I listened to your work before we got here today, antecedents in Elton John, Carole King. Talk a little bit about the kind of music you listen to that has influenced your songwriting.
Well, I'm very inspired by the 70s folk era. I think I got a lot of inspiration from like Joni Mitchell, definitely Billy Joel, Elton John. I was classically trained, so I get a lot of influence from that as well. I was trained classically since I was about 3 years old, all the way through college. So that's where a lot of my piano inspiration comes from.
I just thought, on the surface, Rose-Colored Glasses just is a terrific pop tune. It's catchy, it's got a nice melody, but you're throwing in these almost Keith Jarrett arpeggios that are just gorgeous, and then again, as I said, these sort of almost boogie, swinging step down. Is it fun? How do you sit down and write something like that? Do you have the basic idea of a verse and a structure and then just sort of add parts, or talk us through how this all works?
Well, I usually just sit down at the piano and go wherever my hands take me. I usually start out with the piano part and then kind of hum a melody over it, maybe write a few lyrics, then work my way into the chorus. I tend to go with a typically pop structure with like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. And that's how I work with it. Sometimes I start with the lyrics, I'll write poetry and come to the piano with that and see what I can do with it.
Well, you do really well. So this is Kayla Farnham with Marty Wirt on Live Lunch Break.
I sat down by the lake in my hands, an empty page. I traced his face in pencil and ink. My hands are shaking, the shading was off, and it seeps through the page, and it seeps into my soul. I draw highlights around his eyes. I draw emphasis to his smile. I draw attention to all the details. To this man I fear my heart cannot convey. We synchronize to the rhythm of the drum, and I feel harmony, and I begin to sing along. Then I start to wonder, as the melody soars, we sing on from composed, contain my fervency, wherein it grows. To speak in tongues, both tried and true. But though I falter, my friend, the song I made for you. Too late again? Do I even have a chance? I sat down by the bay. I catch my breath and begin to play, and through my hands the melody races, the melody races. This next song is called La Coupe, which is French for the cup. La coupe, le vin. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup and a lip. La coupe, le vin. a slip, a slip, a slip of cup and lip. Just watch the words that come out of those lips. Don't say that you will love me if you don't know yet. Oh, I am not saying that you have to know just what the future brings. Just know that we might slip, so don't go making promises. La coupe, la lava, lip to cup, can you take the sip? La coupe, la lava, a slip, a slip, a slip of cup and lip. Just watch the words that come out of those lips. Don't say that you will love me if you don't know yet. Oh, I am not saying that you have to know just what the future brings. Just know that we might slip, so don't go making promises. Just watch the words that come out of those pretty lips. Don't say that you will love me if you don't know yet. Just watch the words that come out of those lips. Don't say that you will love me if you don't know yet. Oh, I am not saying that you have to know just what the future brings. Just know that we might slip, so don't go making promises.
Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Where an island escape is yours at GoBlockIsland.com.
So literally, we're changing deeds. You're using your house at an agreed upon number towards a down payment for the purchase here. It couldn't be much easier, really.
Come to Cloder Farms.
We believe in the art of handcrafted furniture. Workbench built in the USA to your specifications. The Cloder Farms Keystone Collection. Furniture handmade just for you.
Cloder Farms.
And see what we're building for you.
You're watching Live Lunch Break. We're streaming at theday.com. My name is Rick Coster, and we've got Kayla Farnham with us and Marty Word on percussion. I don't know what you're eating. It is lunchtime, but I hope you closed your mouth, but I know you stopped. Your jaw stopped working during the last piece that you played, Kayla. Le Coupe, I believe is the name of it. Mm-hmm. What an amazing tune, and as we talked about during the break, it's not a conventional pop song structure. I immediately, being an old guy, thought of like Kurt Weill and Bertolt Brecht. It's almost like a French music hall tradition. Where the hell did that come from?
Well, it was inspired by one of my favorite modern day musicians, Amanda Palmer, who founded the Dresden Dolls. They originated out of Boston. And now they tour pretty regularly nationally. But they have kind of like a cabaret piano style music with just the piano and the drums.
Right.
So that's what inspired La Coupe.
It's a great song.
Thank you.
And it's because you, as you alluded to earlier, you're classically trained from the time you were really small. And that implies a certain wide variety of a broad liberal education, musically speaking. But you're, and you said you grew up listening to 70s folk and the rock type stuff. You also play in a cover band, right?
I do.
Now, talk about the scope of what you guys do in terms of a set list, a playlist in a cover band, and talk about what it's like learning, assimilating all those styles and how it fits into what you're doing as an original artist.
Well, the cover band is a modern dance party band, so they do a lot of top 40.
What's the name of the band?
The Booty Shakers.
Right.
And they do a lot of top 40 music, today's music. They do a lot of 80s disco, hip-hop, 90s music. So obviously it's quite a bit different from what I do here. You know, I'm dealing with a synthesizer and those sort of effects, like playing the brass lines and the strings.
Is it fun?
It's a lot of fun. You know, I try to expand my horizons as much as possible. So it just broadens my abilities as a musician, I think.
It's the best thing, I think, there's when people who are schooled musicians, particularly younger, when the thrill of learning new things is fresh, I guess I could say. Your ability to assimilate all these and yet come out of it with an identifiable, singular Kayla style is remarkably indelible, if that makes sense. Is that hard to do? To incorporate all this stuff, and at the end of it you go, wow, that still sounds like Kayla.
You know, I think it comes naturally just because I've always listened to so many different styles of music. You know, there's nothing I don't listen to. I do listen to the radio, you know, top 40 stuff, and I listen to jazz and blues and disco, hip-hop, everything that I can get my hands on. So when I sit down at the piano, it just kind of all comes into play, and you get this unique thing.
You want to play some more?
Sure.
Awesome.
had been there before, but I knew it seemed so natural. We climbed up a hill. Breeze didn't stop us. We were quite welcome. Golden needles fell like a carpet. The tall tree caressed us, and we didn't speak. We stared up at the branches. They seemed so superior, tingled in their lofty haven. And I hesitate to communicate. I'm aware and awake, and I'm ready to take it, whatever we have to say or not say. I'm afraid, and at the same time, I'm completely unscared. Here, everything winds up beautiful. No matter the connotations that take in society, so sing with me and tell me you understand, my friend. Silence says it best, though the music says it well. Let's take us here again.
It's pretty clear that we had something to offer that other listings, other agents' listings did not have to offer. We offered them the opportunity to sell their home, get their home sold in a very slow, tough market.
Come to Cloder Farms.
Lose yourself in the possibilities for your home, yard, heart, and soul.
Come to Cloder Farms.
And see what we're building for you.
Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. Yes, Block Island beckons. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Ride the high-speed Block Island Express from New London on one of 4 daily departures, where an island escape is yours at GoBlockIsland.com. That's GoBlockIsland.com.
This has been a fabulous live lunch break with Kayla Farnham and Marty Wirt from up near Pomfret. Just great songs. I think I know the three of us, Alex and Peter behind the camera, yes, we're jaded. Yes, we're old and cynical, but I can tell that we've all really enjoyed this, and thank you guys for doing it. Where can somebody come and see you play? Where can they hear you? Where can they buy, I won't say your record, I'll say your CD.
Well, I have a show coming up at the Bank Street Cafe on November 21st, so please come and check that out. You can also find me online at www.kaylafarnham.com. I'm on iTunes, Amazon. You can find my CD there, The Lotus Effect. So Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff.
Is it hard to divide your day? Let's talk about in terms of your career. It's like, well, I'm in the middle of writing a song, but I really need to devote about an hour to social media just to integrate and keep it going, because that is very much part of the do-it-yourself ethic now. How do you divide those up? I know music's got to be the priority, but you got to take care of business.
Well, right. It is the priority, but honestly, I think I spend most of my time booking gigs and sending out my emails and updating the website, rehearsing with bands, you know, playing for parties and churches and that sort of thing, just to pay the bills. And, you know, when I get a chance, I'll sit down and write a song, maybe like before a rehearsal or something.
Well, it certainly seems as though there's no lacking of quality when you do get the time to write. So you're going to do some more for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thank you again for showing up and doing this for us.
Thank you for having me. This next song is called Maitri, which means compassion in Sanskrit. It was inspired from Eastern philosophy. Comes in all shapes and sizes, and it is multi-dimensional. It is the song of the faithful. What is love, you ask? Knows no greed, no need for consequence. It pays no heed to all or nothings. It is at peace and ever thankful. Come what comes to be. I've got one more song for you guys. This next song is called Fairweather Sam.
Why you let them push you over? They built a starman and a big boat. Oh, so I need a strong man, the kind that takes a stand for something you've been born for. Everything. You better hang low, going with the flow. Who would have thought it? You better watch where you go when you got a reputation. You're rolling down a slippery slope. Here comes Fairweather Sam and the bandwagon. You've been a cherry picking, avoiding contradictory evidence. And if by whiskey you mean to say you agree with every side of the debate, why do you pour another glass of champagne? Secundum quid, I called in, tagging along with the trend. You must be a package deal. You say it's some kind of mystical thing, traditional, so typical and popular. You better hang low, going with the flow. Who would have thought it? You better watch where you go when you got a reputation. You're rolling down a slippery slope. Here comes Fairweather Sam. Fairweather Sam. Here comes Fairweather Sam and the bandwagon. Why you try to push me over with your starman and your big boat? Oh, so, well, I will stand my ground.
Thanks so much to Kayla Farnham and Marty Wirt on percussion. What a terrific episode of Live Lunch Break. I didn't even remember that I was hungry. I'm Rick Coster. That was great. Next week we are privileged to have the Haitian songwriter, humanitarian activist Bello, who will be on tour and appearing at Connecticut College. So it's nice for him to drop by. That's going to be special. Thanks as always to our sponsors, New London Harbor Towers, the Block Island Express, the Guard, Cloder Farms. Thanks also to Pete Whoppy and Alex Nunes, as always, for getting it right in the house. And we will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to theday.com.